Hello and welcome back to another Dare to Game video. Today we're playing Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 and we're doing another character armor guide. Today it's going to be for the legend himself, Captain Frenzl, the captain of the guards at Sukdol Castle. Sukdol Castle is of course the first major location that you will visit in the second map of the game, in the Kuttenberg region. It's right here on the map and we are right outside of it. So as always in the series, we're going to be taking a look at exactly what he's wearing. I will give you all of the items he's wearing so you can recreate this outfit, then we'll go through the stats so you can know how good this outfit is. I might offer critiques or suggestions here and there for how to wear it for roleplay reasons or things like that, but typically my goal in these videos is not to correct these suits of armor, it's just to show you how to recreate them. And then I will also show you how to get these items, which is usually quite simple in a character guide because you usually just take it from the character. So with all that being said, let's dive on in and start off with the first category. And our first category is weapons, and Captain Frenzl is equipped with a level 2 variant of the dueling longsword, a perfectly balanced sword with a slender blade for true sword masters. The longsword is a noble weapon for sword fighting and a quick way to send any fool to the other side. Has a minimum strength of 13 and minimum agility of 12 to use, does 133 stab damage, 127 slash damage, 25 blunt damage, has a defense stat of 272, durability of 220, weight of 1.9 pounds, and a price of 1,135.4 groschen. So, obviously one of the best longswords in the game. It's the level 2 variant, so it's not as good as the level 3 or 4 variant of the dueling longsword, but still very, very good. So definitely a great weapon. Moving on to his clothing, we have what we're wearing in front of you here, and you can see it in the inventory. The only incorrect item is the noble quilted trousers. He's wearing a level 2 variant. I have a level 3 variant on because I didn't have a level 2 variant in my storage chest, and pants are the one thing that you can't usually take from characters unless you kill them, because they don't take them off when they go to sleep. So with all that being said, we have the brownish red variant of the noble quilted trousers, thick wool trousers, well made of honest fabric, so they don't hinder movement and last a while. Stab defense of 24, slash defense of 34, and blunt defense of 31. Then he has the level 2 yellow variant of the long gambeson, a quilted combat shirt made of several layers of plain linen. It provides some protection on its own, but it's primarily worn as a soft underlayer under all types of armor. Has a stab defense of 9, slash defense of 28, and a blunt defense of 26. He's also equipped with the level 2 black variant of the courtier's boots, low courtier's shoes with a raised curved toe, a contemporary fashion fad worn mainly by the wealthier people, the burghers, or the nobility. This has a stab defense of 1, slash defense of 2, and blunt defense of 1, so nothing all that impressive there. Then on those boots, he is also equipped with the rowel spurs. Riding spurs, also called rowels, help control the horse when riding fast or in the heat of battle. Their purpose is, of course, not to torment the animal. The individual spikes are therefore blunted. And lastly, his hat, a level 2 green variant of the chaperon. It says a chaperon is originally just a folded hood put on backwards. A simple trick created an elegant and rather eccentric headdress. This one has a stab defense of 1, slash defense of 1, and blunt defense of 4. So overall, I think that the outfit looks pretty good together. Definitely matches the colors of the lord that he serves, and that's the main goal of a man-at-arms or even a captain of the guard in this instance, and it coordinates together rather well. So looking at it from the outside, we have a front view for you here. Here's a view from the side if you wanted to see that. And then of course, everyone's favorite view of Henry, the rear view. So that's the first layer. Let's add on the second layer. And the second layer is fairly simple. As you can see before us here, he only has one item for the mail and padding layer, and it's a level 2 variant of the Saxon hauberk. A long chainmail shirt with short sleeves covering only the arms of its wearer. Has a stab defense of 18, slash defense of 37, and blunt defense of 35. So there is notably no padded coif or collar for Captain Frenzl. It's just the hauberk. So looking at it from the outside, now we have the appearance of a very basic man-at-arms with an interesting choice in headwear. So that was our front view. Here's our view from the side, and here is our rear view of layer 2. So that's layer 2. Let's add on the armor. So the armor is made up of just 4 pieces, but they again match fairly well and look pretty good together. So the first one is the level 2 yellow variant of the Silesian brigandine sleeves, arm and forearm guards composed of leather parts with hardened lamellae and plate couters and pauldrons. Stab defense of 107, slash defense of 78, and blunt defense of 28. Then he has a level 2 bright variant of the Milanese gauntlets, fingered gauntlets in a typical hourglass shape. The individual fingers are protect a series of folded iron slats. Interesting translation there. Stab defense of 105, slash defense of 77, and blunt defense of 27. Then we have the level 2 sort of cream slash really light yellow variant of the Noble Brigandine legs, a full leg protection of a newer type, formed by the combination of lameral and plate armor. While the thighs are protected by folded slats, the warrior's shins are encircled by well-forged metal plates. Stab defense of 107, slash defense of 76, and blunt defense of 27. And lastly, for the cuirass, we have the level 2 version or variant of the smooth cuirass. This type of armor provides less protection than any brigandine, as it only protects its wearer's chest. Stab defense of 94, slash defense of 68, and blunt defense of 25. So, not a tremendous chest piece, considering it only covers the front of the torso, as the back is completely uncovered, and it only covers the top of the front of the torso. So, definitely better than not having a cuirass, but there's a lot of better options out there. So that is his armor. Here's our view of his armor from the front. This is our side-on view, and here is Henry's rear view. So I'd say the suit of armor is definitely coming together. It looks pretty solid, but we've got 2 more items that are outerwear to add on that really tie it all together and make it identifiably Captain Frenzl. And there we have both of them. So the first one is the level 2 Pizek variant of the hemmed Waffenrock or Waffenrock. The Waffenrock is a loose outer garment, usually linen, worn over armor. It carried the colors of the lord, town, or ruler the wearer bore allegiance to, and as such was the precursor of the military uniform. It also protects its wearer's armor from dust and harsh sun, has a stab defense of 1, slash defense of 2, and blunt defense of 4. Then of course we have the green and yellow variant of the servant's hood, also in level 2. Plain and poorly tailored, but it protects perhaps more than the best wool, for everyone can see at a glance that the wearer is in the service of his master, and a servant can only be kicked with impunity by his master. No one else. It has a stab defense of 1, slash defense of 2, and blunt defense of 4. And so there for our last outer view, we have the front of the outfit once it's been completed entirely. Here we have the view of this outfit from the side, and of course here is the outfit from the back. So that is Captain Frenzl's uniform, outfit, suit of armor, whatever you want to call it, in its entirety. And honestly, like I said, aesthetically speaking, I really like it. Now, if I was picking a suit of armor like this for combat, I would replace the chaperon with a padded coif and a helmet at the very least, but overall it's a very good looking suit of armor, and it definitely is very clear that not only is he someone of some level of authority, but also clearly a servant of Peter of Pizek. So that is what it looks like. The stats on this suit of armor are not horrible when you consider the fact that we're not wearing any, upper head armor. Our total weight, including the sword for the suit of armor, is 58.8 pounds. So pretty standard considering we're not wearing any head armor. That's about right for this suit of armor. We have a total value of 6,478.5 groschen, once again including the sword. So pretty cheap, not very expensive. Again, it's easy to explain that when you consider we're missing 3 major armor pieces, but overall it looks better than you would expect for, only 6,500 groschen. And then for our armor rating, just going down our averages, for the head, we have an average of 40.7. For our body, we have an average of 152.7. For our arms, we have an average of 177.7. And for the legs, we have an average of 137.7, or 0.3, giving us an AAR, or average armor rating, of 127.1. So pretty bad, I would say, and most of that, if not all of that, is coming from the fact that we don't have any armor on our head. Obviously, we're in that 30 to 40 range on average for it, but that's pretty much what you get when you wear a hat in this game. So this suit of armor would be way better. We'd be probably somewhere around the 180 ballpark, like we usually are for a higher level man-at-arms, if we popped on a collar, a coif, and a helmet instead. But that being said, that would ruin the aesthetic, and so that's not what I'm here for today. If I was going to, I'd say the Saxon bassinet would probably look pretty good with this outfit, and then whatever the best padded coif you have underneath that. But with all that being said, that is his suit of armor, all the items, and the stats for it. So now as far as getting it, that's fairly simple and straightforward. So we are, like I said, in the Kuttenberg region over by Sukdol Castle, and if you want to find Captain Frenzl during the day, he's really easy to find because he has one assigned position. I'm not saying he never wanders away from it, but 90% of the time this is where you find him. So if you walk in through the outer courtyard, across the drawbridge, through the gate, gatehouse into the inner courtyard. You'll find a combat ring, and he's always, or like I said, almost always, standing right outside of it. So this is where your options for starting to get this stuff come in. You could pull out your sword and kill him. You could shoot him from a distance. You could do any of those things and just loot him off him. He will respawn after a couple days, so it's no big deal. You might end up having to kill everyone in the castle though, so that's not typically the way that I would recommend it. So instead, we're going to wait until night, and I'll show you where he sleeps and how to get the armor. So we're picking it up at night, a little bit after midnight. We're out in the courtyard. It's very easy to find him. So if we turn towards the main keep and head up these stairs, we'll be going in the main door for the keep, and that's where we want to go. We'll be taking a left through this first door here, and then we're going to be going straight to this door over here and climbing up these stairs. Once we're up here, we're going to be turning towards the second flight of stairs and going to the end of it, and then taking a right turn. We're going to be looking at this hard locked door, and that's the one we're going to want to pick. So obviously you have to be able to pick a hard locked lock, but it's pretty. So I lockpicked it. Now we're going to open it. And inside you will find Captain Frenzl and his wife Greta, usually sleeping, or Gerda, sleeping on this bed. He's currently out and about, so his armor might not be in the correct chest. I might have to wait for him to show up. All right, now he is in his bed, so you can see him lying there. Like I said, it's not on him that you'll find it, but in this hard lock chest. And so there you'll see it. So there's his dueling sword, there's his chaperon, his servant's hood, hemmed waifenrock, gambeson, hauberk, everything. So you can take all the stuff. It also includes his wife's clothing, a little bit of groschen, a savior schnapps, and a military sword. But with all that being said, that is how you get Captain Frenzl's armor, and now you're also familiar with the guide. So hope you enjoyed this video, found it useful. If you have any other characters you'd like me to cover in the series, let me know. But in any case, that's all for today. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching another Dare to Game video. If you liked this video, please leave a like and a comment. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to the channel. If you like my content and would like to support this channel, consider becoming a member today for as little as $1.99 a month. It makes a huge difference. But in any case, thanks for watching and have a nice day. I'll see you next time.